Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and holy cows, I am filled with inspirations and love again today. I did choose to begin a little earlier, so a deep appreciation for all of you who may find the notification, choose to bring your attention. Praise God for today. Let today be special amongst us. This idea, man, I got so many ideas to share today, and my hope and goal is to share some inspirations, to share some joy, and so you live and feel a little bit better about the life you're living. Because truly, I click go live today with love, with the knowing I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. It's so complex and it's so simple, but please focus on Success Friday. Truly, success is our future. Nothing less will be acceptable because success is why we're here. Focus on Success Friday, a change in mental focus, a change in your perspective. It can transform your future trajectory. It can transform the outlook of not only your future, but your present day. Truly, there's patterns to the mind that are simple to understand, but it's up to each of us to find our understandings. God is so good. Start with that. The mind will find the answers it seeks. Okay. And one of the greatest tools of our mind, all of us possess the ability of logic and reasoning, but limited reasoning, it'll discover illogical meanings. You'll create enemies out of friends, you'll destroy yourself, you'll hurt others, and it'll all make sense to you. I've experienced that and I've witnessed it. So what I found for myself, truly, prayer, meditation and prayer, those are the best gifts you can give to yourself and those around you. A practice of mental focus, contemplative reflection, okay? In the stillness of being, reflect and contemplate with the intention of realizing greater understandings, processing the things that have been caught up in the mind. And the path, praise God. Surrender to the life you are living, for it is real. Are you real? Or are you imagined? Are you bitter and angry? Or are you filled with joy and love? Because truly, surrender to the life you are living and invite the Holy Spirit to lead your mind, your heart, your body. And when I say the Holy Spirit, I mean love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. Let's bring in forgiveness. Those are the fruit of the Spirit. The Spirit is whole. It is true. It is good. Allow the good to lead you. Allow the good to become you. For it's our purpose. I hope this is making sense. I forgot. I forgot to get set up for the well, oh man. I forgot to get set up in the to drop the link. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling inspired. The purpose of today, or the idea of today, let today be special. Consider this. Today is December 27th. It's a Friday. It's December 27th for someone in the world. It's a day of anniversary, celebration. Maybe it's a day of memorial. But for someone in this world, December 27th, it's a day that's special. So why not? Why not join another human being in celebrating the specialness of the day? You don't need to know why. You don't need all the details to do what you do. You can do what you want to do, so celebrate. Find a reason that today is special for you and be grateful. Be grateful that you are you because no one else has ever been you before. And you've made it this far, right? So you're doing something all right. That's what I tell myself. Couple of notes here, and I'll open up I'll drop the link soon, and we'll see where the day goes. I'm excited for what the future might bring. And last night I had a night of restlessness. My mind had just kept going again. And the complexities of life, they can be overwhelming. It's something I've discovered. But there's a simplicity to everything as well. So this morning, some of my inspiration came from men online talking about miracles of love, the miracles of transformation. I listened to some beautiful discussions on scripture and biblical interpretations. And today, man, it's a beautiful story. The Bible. One of the conversations I heard today is that God is not there to serve us. We're here to serve God. Okay. How do we serve God? We serve God by becoming the living truth of the Christ, becoming a blessing, right? and and I don't need to go into this. You guys weren't present for the conversations. I'm talking about things that are in my head. But isn't everything in life, it's found in our minds and our hearts? But our minds and our hearts are not always present. We can keep our mind and hearts trapped in the past, repeating patterns of being a victim and complaining, being real dark inside. It's easy to be that way, but from the Bible, there was prophets and messengers, scribes recorded all sorts of things, and there was names given to God. But in the story of Moses, it's asked, and God replies, I am that I am. I am. If God is I am, what am I? Ask yourself, if God is I am, what am I? Right? We all possess logic and reasoning. It's if then is the logical processes. If then, that's the way to expand your mind. Keep wondering, if then, with God. If God is I am, what am I? What are you? I know what I am is real, right? And I found comfort in what I am. I found comfort in the present through faith and humility and truly practices of love. It's the only way to live is with love. Yesterday, I made a comment. I said something about life is love, and someone rightfully questioned it from the chat. Life is love? Life is unfair. That's the story of Jesus, right? He was the one chosen to fulfill the prophecies. He was the one chosen to be the messenger, to be the truth and the light, to bring the grace of the truth into the world so that you and I could know it. To be like him is the goal. So you want to be like Jesus? You bring God into everything. And actually, you don't do anything. You actually accept. You don't resist. You celebrate that which is. Because that which is challenging, that which is painful, that which is discomforting, man, it lets you find your inner strength. And all the strength that comes from within is the Christ. It's the Holy Spirit. All strength of life comes from God. The power of God is shown through the strength and the will, the power of life. Life is an expression that's been given to us from God's love. Right? And if you accept the biblical stories, because I was thinking this earlier too, not to take us off topic, but everything I think I know about God, it's just from the world, it's just from earth. I believe this is like an infinite universe that we're in, that was here like billions of years. And who knows? Who knows? I'm no expert on things. I'm certainly no expert on things. All I know is that because God is, I am real. And I feel such peace in who I am becoming, because I've learned life is lived forward. Forward in time is the only way to focus your mind, your heart, because God is the future and the past. God is everything. And there's a God of life, right? Nature reveals the God of life. What mankind has developed into with these governments, these religions, all these different beliefs and battles that games or people play. Mankind has grown to deny nature, to deny that which is natural. Let love be natural again for you. Because love is present. If you're sharing time with others and you're not present, you're denying the love who you are. Because life is lived now, and it's always now. So align with that fact, and you escape time. Sincerely. You'll face moments, you'll face challenges, you'll face future predictions that are challenging. You won't know what to do. Allow that to be true. I've had to humble myself in many different ways. I had to accept where I'd been wrong, where I had wronged others, even when I thought I was doing the right thing. I mean, my life is evidence of me Your life is evidence of you. God created this day for us to live. I created myself into who I am today, but it was by God's grace. It was God's grace and the spirit that's greater than me that led me down the path of life that I've lived, just like you. We're here. We're here to discover what we can learn together. And welcome back. I owe some words, humble words to you as well. Welcome back, Cage. I'm grateful to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I was frustrating and rude to you despite your genuine efforts to try and be helpful and a friend. Thank you, Cage. We're all learning and growing together. And so an idea that I found, I've been meaning this in my head for a while. What's been going on these online panels, all the arguments and disagreements, we're not paying attention. We're not present with each other. And that's how we can all improve, is by being present with one another. Because truly, Cage, we are united on the same side. You know this. I know that too. We're here on the side of wisdom, sharing the light with others so that others learn, hey, there's more to this life than what you think. There's a lot of evidence and history that you might not know about. So one of the things I practice today is just a breathing technique. So simple. So simple. And I debated, I don't know if I should do this online or not, but you familiar with the Wim Hof method of breathing, Cage?
Yeah, I've looked into Wim Hof's method, and in martial arts, it's taught. They call it Dantian breathing, which has something to do with the elixir fields, apparently, with the breath. And even like the name of Yahweh almost sounds like an inhale, exhale kind of thing, or the tetragram. Right? So it is definitely something there. That's great practices, Jack. I'd like to hear more about your technique, though.
It's it's amazing what 10 breaths can do. Just intentional breathing, 10 breaths, it can bring you into just a place of stillness and presence. And here, so if you're able, whether you're or when you're able and safe to do so, the idea is just to silence your mind and really bring your mind into the present moment, because life is lived right now. All of our wars, all of our fears, they're from the mind. So to still the mind, unite with the breath. And truly, the breath of life, it is the Spirit of God. It's the power of God. God breathes us. God is found in the earth, in the air. God is everything. And yet, the breath, to still your mind, 10 breaths. And if you really want to focus on it, as you're breathing, you'll do a full inhalation and then just a release to breathe out. So,
Yeah, and you know, like mental transmutation, Jack. So some people would be like involution, evolution. They'll like breathe in a concept and exhale it to disperse it. They'll exhale, you know. So they inhale the concept and exhale a solution or a certain way of being after, kind of.
many,
Yeah.
many ways, many techniques.
Yeah.
what I wanted to point to is if you bring your mind in with a purposeful inhalation and just a release, as you're breathing, and 10 breaths is what I did earlier, and it's an experience. So as you're breathing, also there are energetic centers within our body. They've been identified as chakras. There's different points within our body, and you can feel, if you bring your mind into your being, the idea is to breathe in deeply down to the core of your being. And for those who aren't aware of how to do that, clench your butt and breathe in. You'll feel your breath down to the base of your diaphragm, and that's where you can focus. That's where I want my breath to go. And so as you're focusing on bringing your mind into your breath, counting to 10, and you're and you bring your mind into the base of your being, you feel the energies rise. And to really focus on that, the idea is to bring your mind and heart together, to unite. So not only can you do the 10 breaths, right? The intentional inhalation, add a secondary breath, right? Fill your lung and then breathe to expand. And you can feel the energies rising from your base. I can feel my energies rising from my base up into the heart. And at the end of the 10 breaths, breathe completely out. And in that completely out state is a stillness. It only took me 10 breaths and I was experiencing that. Hey, blessings to you guys. Holy cows, man. Lizard tree. Hey, I welcome the inclusion. And this is really the way to help Jack, is to seriously invite others, help create introductions. Great. Paul, I love you, brother. I really do. I've been wondering about joining you, but I checked in today. I'm still blocked from your chat, so I chose it to respect and just stay away, because I know you've been on a cleansing, and I'm inspired by you, as many others are, Paul. But this breathing technique, you might enjoy this too, man. So here, I've never done
it's taught in martial arts, Talcott. It's one of the main techniques, right? Even before then, they do something called conditioning. So before you even you learn how to do any sort of defense or an attack, you learn how to fall. But before that, you're gonna have to get conditioned. Then you learn how to fall. So you see the correlation between that and the breathing technique. You're gonna have to learn how to, control certain bodily functions, but at the same time, what that does is you can exhale. It's like an input output, right? So you're going along with the input output. You can exhale something, inhale another thing, and it's more, yeah, like I said, kind of like clearing of the mind. Like you said,
when was the last time you practiced that?
certain breathing techniques. It's a constant thing. It's embedded into me, where every breath I take, every word I say, every action I do is done with intent and purpose.
Well, that's where I'm going to have to disagree with you, because I don't think you have the clarity.
I'm not just allowing the program to take over. Sometimes, yeah, you can go but either way,
Cage,
you're creating your own program. So, within my own program, yeah, it's serving.
Cage.
Yeah.
What I'm suggesting is a breathing technique to break your program, because you've been showing confusion around me. Your
What
lack
you
of
create? Why
presence,
would you break a program you created?
because it's unhealthy. Your interruptions and your lack of presence, your lack of attention has been an issue between you and I.
I'm listening, Jack. I'm all ears, everybody.
Well, please, let's. I've never done this before, but I'm going to let's try this. Cage, are you in a place where you can just breathe deep, and be comfortable?
Of course, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable, but yeah, I'm very
All right,
comfortable. I can breathe deeply. All of that,
good.
yeah.
Well,
You know.
let's do this. So the idea is we'll take 10 breaths fully in and then just release, and do it at your own full pace. The idea is to bring
All
your
right,
mind.
so let's do it together.
That's
All
that's where
right,
I'm heading.
let's do it together. You're gonna start inhale or exhale. How are we gonna start first?
All right. So
Yeah.
actually, you just
Let's go.
reminded
Come on. Inhale.
here.
We're gonna start with an
Actually,
inhale or exhale. How are we starting?
Cage,
Talcott.
Cage, you just reminded me of the simplest step. Okay, this we'll do this breathing exercise. I'll try it. Whatever life is about, trying new things. So I'll try and share something I found helpful in the breathing, but the goal is to silence the mind. So consider this: God is the mind beyond the breath. It's our breath that keeps us in this body and in this reality of this world. So God is the mind that's beyond the breath. So let's just pause. Cage, join me. Breathe out completely breathe out, and then hold it. And then bring your mind into the stillness. See if you're not detached when you're not, see if you're not escaped your issues
Well,
of
I just
confusion.
as you were saying it, I did that. I exhaled completely, and yeah, I did hold it, and I could hold it for probably way longer. But it was like, I want to breathe again in order to, be in this reality. So,
The key is to
so
bring your mind to notice the stillness, the absence of thought. That is the key to being present. Being present means we're receiving, we're offering our focus, our attention to the present moment, and we're receiving the information. But the mind that's patterned, the mind that's patterned with fixed ideas and stuff, it becomes rigid. The idea is to break the patterns of thoughts, break away from who you used to be intentionally. I'm speaking to whoever's tuning in, okay? You too, though. It's what I've been doing. And some of the practices of breaking the habits of you, I'm offering conclusions I've come to, but there's many ways to do so. Brush your teeth with the other hand, eat eat with your opposite hand, do different things than you would previously do to break yourself out of the patterns of living and bring your mind into the present state of being. Because all this emotional trauma and baggage that people are carrying around, they think it's important, but it has no importance to the present day. This is what I want to communicate with my friends and family. Their inner trauma they've been enabling, their resentments and guilt, or whatever it is they're telling themselves. It's all craziness, man. Cage, here's what I was inspired with today. Oh, back to the breath. I don't know. I shared the conclusion. The goal of the breathing exercise is to silence the mind. Breathe out. Feel the silence, feel the stillness, recognize your current state of being without thought. Without thought, there's no separation from you and God. Without thought, there's no separation from you and that which is real. That which is real today, it's up to you. Let today be special for you. The breathing. If you really want to feel the energy of life within yourself, breathe intentionally. 10 breaths. Fully in and let it out. The fully in, breathe twice. Breathe once to fill you and once to expand you. So, and that's the idea of activating in the heart chakra. But the idea is to bring your mind into your current state of being. And so, breathing out.
Yeah, Wim Hof is the Iceman guy, right? Where he uses breathing techniques in order to change the. Bro, he's the Iceman. The man can fucking. He's running. Did the guy like climb Mount Everest like with no equipment, kind of thing? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it can be utilized. That's for sure, Talcott. Like Wim Hof that you brought up, at the beginning of the conversation. Yeah. Talcott's like, I don't want to hear shit. He's out here breathing.
I encourage you, try it yourself. In the privacy of your privacy, try it yourself. Holy shit, it brings a high. It feels good. And there's so many inner focuses you can do to enhance the feelings that you feel within, to activate the energy of life that is you. The energy of life that is you, that's true, is God. God is within you, all of us. God is now.
I hear you, Talcott. You know the funny thing about that is, it's almost like Fight Club, where you know, in the plane, it's known if you give people like a lot of oxygen quickly, it has like a sense of euphoria, and they tend to calm down and just accept the crash of the plane. Remember in Fight Club how they switched out the pamphlets and all that, whatever. But it is true. So yeah, you have a sense of euphoria because with that breathing technique, you're depriving or providing oxygen, right, directly to the brain. It's like you ever seen like movies or whatever, even
Gage,
how
who are
planes
you
are.
talking
Where,
to?
talking to you, where
It
the
doesn't seem that way because I'm not really interested in
you
what
see
you're
where
saying.
the oxygen mask come down when like the plane's going down, and it's not really there to help. That's not really to
Hey,
help.
Gage, would you shut up, please? You're you didn't do the breathing exercise. I did notice from the chat. I think a few of you might have tried. So please explore some of these things. Life is lived now. What we do now is going to affect our future life. I see a lot of stubborn people living the way I used to, confused, bitter, separated from others. And I've seen a lot of good hearted men and women intentionally making themselves uncomfortable to build self discipline. There's honor in that, but we need to be intentional with everything. Everything we do, like Cage was saying, we want to be intentional of clear mind in the present because life is the present. Let today be special. if my interpretations are accurate, which my explanations may be clumsy and flawed, but what Jesus taught, it truly is the way. It's the only way of life. It's with love. His commandment was clear: love. Love like I loved. All love comes from God. So life is unfair. Jesus was the chosen one, sent to the
All right,
world.
Jack. I just completed the technique. I did 10 times, and I completely exhaled the entire breath, waited 10 seconds, and inhaled 10 times.
So thank you. Thank you, Cage. So what I was saying is, if you take the stories of the Bible as true, Jesus was the one who was chosen to fulfill the prophecies, to show that, yeah, life can be unfair. Life is unfair. He was perfectly innocent. He harmed no others. He was a blessing to this world, and he was wrongfully punished. Maybe that happened to you. I know it happened to me. I was wrongfully punished. Life was unfair. And so I created these reasons to be angry. And all it is a victim mindset. So what? Life is unfair. Compared to what? How do you know? How do you know what's fair or not? Love is fair. Love is very fair. Love is honest. Love is revealing. The world is the way that it is because mankind grew to separate from one another, and separating from each other through the tribes and the nations and the religions and all the competitions and power controls and power grabs over wealth and position. Bunch of fucking foolishness. Mankind has become unnatural. It's natural to be kind. It is natural to be forgiving. It is natural to be generous, to be good. It is natural. Allow that to be your nature. It's that simple. That's it's what Jesus was teaching. It's what God wants for us, man. God's love. God's love is a gift we can only deny ourselves. It's that simple. And here's the reality: God brings love to us in many different forms. Cage, you're evidence of God's love for me. And I appreciate that. I really do. Because we can accomplish great things. You know that we do the right steps, we can launch this like all around the world very quickly. I believe in this. I believe everything that is God's plans of goodness, God's plans of salvation, God's plans of healing. I mean, that's what was shown through the Christ. All these religions, man. Holy cows. These religions people are at war with themselves. Why? Because people have corrupted themselves. What corrupts a man or a woman? A lack of love, a lack of reasoning, truly a lack of care has corrupted mankind. Hey, consider this. Yeah, that was one time where Jesus showed its anger, and it was prophesied as well that the temple of God was to be righteously respected. And under the pretense, that's what that temple was a temple of God. And so when Jesus comes there as the messenger of God and he sees the corruption, the worship of money, the sacrifice of the innocents, yeah, he gets pissed off, righteously pissed off, and he saves those animals and creates a disruption. Apply that to within. Where is your corruption? Not you specifically, Dr. D Head, but to whoever will listen. Look within you. Where is your cruelty? Where is your greed? Where are you manipulating God's temple in corrupt ways? Allow the Spirit of Christ to humble you. Allow your righteous anger at yourself be enough to change you. That's what I did.
Welcome back, Talcott.
I'm feeling good.
Welcome back, bro. They started the conversation. When I came up, they said, "Welcome back, Cage." Yeah, welcome back, Talcott.
Thank you. Part of this live stream, this is Jack's experience. This is what it is. I'm sharing my life online. I'm really hoping to share it in person someday too. But there's a lot of things happening, and I've been trying to figure out what is God's story? What is the purpose? What is being told through me? What is my purpose? What is the meaning for everything that's been happening? What am I supposed to do? That's a question I've been asking myself a lot. What do I do? I know my goal is to create a better world for us all. I know the path to a better world is through uniting mankind. We get the right people, the right ideas together at the right times, and man, miracles are coming forth. There's a song from church. I don't remember how it goes, but some of the words are door after door will open, miracle after miracle will show. That's what I think is the future for me, Cage. Why? And I'm just like us all. So why can't we all join together today, wherever we are? We are who we are. If God is the I am, who am I? I'm a reflection of all I've lived, as are you. All of life comes from God. It's one story. There's a story here on earth that's told through many different perspectives, many different languages. But we're a part of history. We were sent here to the world just like Jesus was. We've got our own purpose. We've got our own purpose in life, and maybe life will bring some opportunities for us to suffer so that we could become strengthened. They're the freak. So fasting for 40 days with no food or water. Obviously, Jesus was in the place between life and death. I view that as part of this process of fasting. That is what we're doing. Denying ourselves from the world to place our life fully in God. And if you're going to place your life fully in God, realize God is what you are. I am. I am that I am today, as are you. God allowed us to create who we are. And it's a gift. Every day is a gift. Every day we can create it to be special. Hey, Raoul Unshaved. Paul was a false apostle in the Bible. I actually lean towards that theory as well. Now, God works in mysterious ways. There's a perfect purpose for everything, including the darkness. Oh, yeah, and that makes sense too. It makes perfect sense. To become God-like, as Jesus was, we must know good from evil. That's why we make mistakes. It's how we learn. You don't have to stay on the side of evil. What is evil is divided. What is evil is separated from God. It's just a state of confusion. I feel filled with hope for what our future might become. I want to. I am unique, weird. Bless you. I do embody that. I'm unique. I am a bit weird. I can't believe some of the shit I say myself. I mean, I can't. That's the wrong way of saying it. Never, never in my past did I imagine my life would bring me to this. Whatever this is, online each day. Belief. There's such a belief in me. I can't deny it. I can't let it go away.
Do you know where you are right now, Talcott?
I am exactly where God wants me to be.
Should we bring Rogan or Alex Jones or Talcott AI? You want to talk to Otway? Any of them or no? Because I'd love to hear play around there. I love to hear the conversation. Let's see how it's gonna respond. You might as well talk to the fucking YouTube at that point.
Holy cows, Cage.
I know
You are
it was a bit
so
much. My bad, but
you are so not here with me.
I'm here, right? Do you know where you are right now, Talcott? We're here right
You
now.
probably
We're in the
here,
now.
Cage.
We're in the now, Talcott.
Cage, that thought came to you for a reason. Do you know where you are right now? Are you with Jack? Or are
He
you off
said
on?
it. We gotta have to say it. Yeah. Do you know where you are right now, Jack?
I do, and I am confident you do not.
See? I have no clue where I'm at right now, but I'm trying to figure it out.
That's the first step. So the key to know where you are.
All right, and then how do we get to? Okay, if we're gonna drink Kool-Aid Talcott, I want the red flavor, or maybe blue. I don't know, watermelon. No, we need the green flavor. Yeah, as long as we got the green flavor, even if it's off-brand, we can deal with it.
Do you think that was helpful, Cage?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at right now.
I was trying to tell you, and you interrupted me. Okay, so the first thing,
Enlighten me, Mr. Talcott. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
overcome the interruptions. You found the key. Because that's the key, is to be present, not worried about so much what's not here. You brought up the AI stuff again. Okay, as I was talking about my love for God, my path in life, that I know I can't deny. That's where I was before you interrupted me. I cannot deny what's within me. I cannot deny what is in my heart. What I know to be true is God is true. The truth frees us. Okay? When this world no longer enables corruption and lies, they will be gone. The only way to overcome the corruption and the lies is to become true here and now. United here and now, Cage. What can we do? What can we do from here?
Well, it reminds me of something called mental reframing, right? Where you could reframe certain things. Yeah, we're all here, so you could utilize that. You could reframe specific things in the mind, different patterns that end up, it's like a feedback loop. So
Cage.
you can do reframing. I'm not
Cage.
talking about you, Talcott. I'm saying in general for those, just
Right.
in a generality, where you can reframe specific things and make it serve. Or it's like you can redirect the energy of reality through natural law, whatever you want to call it. You can redirect that, or it's like currency, or it's like an ebb and flow, or some sort of movement. Right? You could either sink, swim, or you can float. Right? You got to move around. You just float. That's it, and utilize it. And our folks had Cage smoked 2 whole marijuanas. Yeah, it's great stuff. Fruits of the labor, right, Talcott?
Once again, Cage, I'm not really feeling appreciated or supported by you.
Okay, you're appreciated, supported, all of that jazz. You're fine, Talcott. Don't worry about that. I don't look at. It's not about you, but it's about the whole, right? It's beyond just you or me or
Cage,
I.
Cage,
Yeah.
hello. You're in denial.
Of what?
I'm not sure exactly. You're in denial of your confusion.
So you're not sure that I'm in denial, yet you're telling me I'm in denial
Well,
and not sure of it. But
Cage, Cage, you're showing
okay.
symptoms of denial, symptoms of disassociation. You're not actually present here with me. And it's not just you. This is a common experience I find with others. What I understand it to be is an overactive mind. It's a mind that's got the habits of constant distraction, I guess. Um, and really, Cage, these things that you're saying, you
Yeah,
said
hold
them.
on, Jack. Maybe I'll say it in Japanese. Apparently, they're like, should I say it in Japanese for Jack, and then we can get back to it. But these things that you're saying continue, because I do listen, Jack. These things that you're saying continue. That's what you're on about.
They came up through you for a reason. So what I encourage, I mean, with the thoughts in the description today, too. Um, the key practice that we want to develop is a practice of being mentally focused here on the present, whatever it is our body is presently doing, presently participating. That way we know what we're offering. If we're not paying attention to what we're doing, well, we bring confusion. So the practice of being mentally focused on the present now, the life that is being lived and the life that is being revealed with you, through you, a practice of mental focus now, and then contemplative reflection. At the end of the day, after the end of an experience, after the end of a conversation, we typically review anyway, whether we're aware of it or not. But review the past with intention. What do I learn? What did I say? How does that apply to me? What did others say? How does it apply to me? Because every moment brings us new moments to live. And Cage, there's a reason our paths crossed. I've been saying this a long time to the people from my union, to my old friends, to the pastors, to people online. There's a reason our paths crossed. What can we do from here? I'd love people to consider themselves united with these ideas of creating a better world. Transparency, it's only in secrets that this nonsense of lies in the media, the bankers' lies, the pharmaceutical lies, the miseducation, indoctrination. There's so many problems in this world that people are just in denial about. And then there's so many characters online who find me to be a problem. Brothers and sisters, I'm pretty confident. Based on my life that our God, the Father that everyone wants to obey, I believe God has a sense of humor. Why not? We have senses of humor. We have this sense of life. So why wouldn't God, the God that gives us love and life, why wouldn't that God allow us to discover good and evil so that we truly could become God-like? God-like means we're worthy of the heavens. The heavenly realm is here. If the kingdom of God is now. God is the wholeness. Love brings a wholeness. The answers we need, the truth, right? The knowledge, that brings a wholeness. It's mental and spiritual. Where was I going? There was a direction I wanted to share. The God that is everything and beyond everything. It's beyond name, it's beyond definition. It is the I am that is. God is everything. Allow God to be everything to you. That's what it's become for me. Oh, this is my life, right? My life has been hilarious. I used to be afraid and angry over the stupidest things. I used to try and drink myself to death. I was a fool. I gambled money away. I wasted money. I was generous, but brothers and sisters, the American dream is a lie. The same source of life, the Father that created the forms, right? The nature of Mother Earth, Earth and the heavenly realm, they've sustained us through our lives. We've made it to here. It's time for the world to bring the healing. God is the healing. God is the whole. There is the one source of life that sent Jesus into the world to be a messenger, to bring the truth and the grace of God's love. But then by God's plans, hey, evil infiltrated, and, mankind chose to go with kings and oppression and war. And, we get to choose. There's a reason capitalism thrives. We live in a world of lies. And the confused people, the confused masses enable their oppression. Together, we are enabling the imprisonment and punishment, the exploitation of men and women, innocent men and women, all around this world. We're not separated from the world. The world is real. God is real. Become that which is real in your day. Align with God. So Jesus was the one who was chosen to fulfill that mission at that time. All of us are here to do our different missions in life, but we're participating in the growth and the development of mankind. And truly, I don't claim to be an expert in anything, but the facts are the facts. United together, there will be no space or time for oppression or violence or exploitation, because love is fair. We can be fair with each other. We can be kind. We can be forgiving. We can encourage others to be fair, whether it's the workplace, whether it's the family, whether it's the community, right? We can grow in our paths from wherever we are, growing in, bringing more fairness to the world, because the world, by its evolution, descent, and evolution, by its creation, God has allowed mankind to be confused for a very long time. And hey, welcome back, Ham Banana.
Hey Jack, I got a laser. Check this out.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of? I mean, that's pretty cool. The technology and the devices that are available to us today. Handheld laser. Yeah, men and women studied light, electricity and all this, the gadgetry. I was thinking about this earlier as I threw something in the trash. Everything I throw away was created by another man or woman, another job. Every wrapping, every bit of packaging, someone created that, not just the stuff that's useful. The garbage is
So
created
Jack,
by.
what would they be playing off of though? You can't create nature, right? There's something beyond man or woman's ideal. You know, you could mess with reality, but there's something beyond that.
Hey, welcome, Lindsay. I don't know what Cage was saying, to be honest. How are you, my friend? Maybe
I'm having mic issues.
Okay, no worries. Whenever you're ready, please. Defreak, it's not about morality, it's about authority. The authority of Jesus Christ. Where does the authority of Jesus Christ come from? The Father. The Father is the truth. We may not realize it or not. We all have relationships with God. We all have relationships with the world. The ultimate authority over every one of us is the truth, the knowledge, the wisdom we possess. We are each limited in our knowledge, and yet together it's like compounded. The authority of Jesus Christ, God graced mankind with, the authority. Many Christians believe in this idea of obedience. Well, you fail to obey, you're going to get punishment in many of the ideas. But in the eyes of God, I truly believe the messages were forgiveness and mercy. It was through the grace of God mankind received Jesus Christ. Now, throughout time, collectively and individually, we get to choose what rules us, what governs us, what limits us. I used to have a very limited mind and very punishing and cruel on myself until I found love and the messages of Christ. So today, it took me a while to say this too, but today, Christ Jesus, he is my king. There may be governments and other rulers, every other authorities here around me, but Christ is my king. I live to serve. So if I serve God, I serve you, whoever you might be, and whoever I might encounter. My purpose is to serve, love, because it's through the grace of God, God allows us life. Through the grace of God, God allows us each individually and collectively knowledge, wisdom, the biblical story of eating from the tree of knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah, we get to choose. Jesus was tempted. Each of us is tempted. When we make mistakes, that's all it is in the eye of God. It's a sin is a mistake to become corrected. With God is healing. With the truth is healing. With love is healing. With the truth and love and God is a wholeness. And that wholeness is found in the present moment because we only live right now. And we've got a lot of people, the tendency of people, the way we're created, we have the tendency to create these belief systems, these identities within ourselves, these characters. It's a self-protective internal technology that's built into our design. We create these false egos so that we can withstorm the pain. We can withstorm the abandonment. We can withstorm the disappointment. But it's built within us too, the freedom from that. Welcome back. How you feeling now?
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
Yeah.
I can't hear myself, so it's weird.
You can't hear you?
And it sounds very muffled, so I will still be right back. I'm having a blonde moment, apparently.
It'll come together. You sound wonderful on this end, if that
Okay,
works.
good.
But if
I
you
can
can
hear
improve,
you. Yeah, I can hear you too. Probably.
if
I
you
still
can,
need to fix it because it's making me feel crazy.
please do.
Like I'm
Please.
hearing a voice outside of a box or something. But I'll be right back. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Lindsay. This life, man. The technology of today, too. That's another evidence of God's blessings.
I think you've
Through
been getting MK Ultra, Talcott. Like, buddy came up with, she's like, I have a laser. So shooting lasers, and now we're in a box or a cage, and and some weird. What is going on? Think about it. Did they experiment? Did they give you like? What do they do to you in the military, Talcott? They experiment on you?
I know I received a lot of shots and vaccinations for going
They
overseas.
experiment. You were a guinea pig, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. But Cage, I'm not sure how that's relevant.
This whole thing is, and it all makes sense, really, if you look into it.
Well, here, I don't believe Han Banana is an agent other than an agent of
No one said that. He just shined lasers on here. It's like just reminded. As soon as I seen that, it's like some MK Ultra stuff. And I was, I think about the military. I think we've all been experimented on, technically, or most people have been, really.
Please let me offer what I know to be true. People reveal themselves each day. You just got to pay attention, see what they're doing, and be honest. Don't create false narratives, because false narratives become lies. And it's real easy for the egoic mind to believe
All right.
Wow.
Well, I'm talking about you, Jack, and your experience. So you said when you were in the, you're there, they injected you with a bunch of weird vaccines, right? And a bunch of stuff. Apparently, right?
I was paid to do what I was told. They told me to line up. They told me to take a shot. I did what I was told. I didn't really pay much attention or give much thought. And really, growing up with the parents that I did, my stepfather, he was I don't remember his exact position, but my memory, he was a quality control engineer with nuclear power plants. He was like a nuclear physicist. My stepdad was. And he was very in tune to the government corruptions. And that's why we lived way up in the boonies, away from people. That man was, I wish I'd have learned more from him. Why did I bring him up? I'm sorry, Cage. It had something to do with what you said. Oh, growing up with him. He eventually, due to his probably due to his years of working in nuclear reactors, he ended up developing a cancer and died. He tried healing it naturally, and then he ended up deteriorating quickly and passing away. And what I learned from him, even before he got cancer, I learned early as a kid with all the chemicals and shit in the plastics and how plastic is with all of the food. I knew long ago, no matter what you do, you're going to get sick. Everything in this world, the microwaves, the poisons in the air, the poisons in the products. So I grew up with that idea early that, okay, well, if everything's going to make me sick, I may as well do what I want. And for much of my life, I did not want to eat vegetables. So now, I don't know. That's not accurate, but partially true. Cage, the future is ours to create. What do we do with what God has allowed us to learn? Are you there? All right. Where should I go? Maybe I should start wrapping up, unless others want to join, or what else do I have?
Well, I can answer that now. I'm back now, Jack. I was in the other room. I was muted, just listening. Yeah, to answer what do we do with that knowledge? What do we do with what quote God provided, whatever you want to? What I do is you keep doing what. It's a consistency. There's no fucking stopping it. You're going to continuously do it no matter what, constantly, forever. There's no ifs, buts, or ands. None of that. Dealt with already before it even happened. That's it.
One of the notes I made today, it's an observation, and here's a couple of thoughts from earlier today. The mind has a tendency, this practice of focus, it's very important to train your mind to focus on facts over thoughts, because it's real easy to come to conclusions, false narratives, keep looping in these thoughts that are not facts. Okay? I don't want to overcomplicate this, but what is a fact is you and I, you don't know what you don't know, what you've not learned, you don't know, and you also don't know what you've forgotten. You and I, we've forgotten things that we don't remember. We've forgotten. We just, hey, maybe there was something there, maybe there wasn't, but there's darkness and absence in our mind. The key is to focus on what is present, what is true, and allow yourself to forget the things that bring you discomfort. It's okay. It's okay to forget things. Forget that others make mistakes. But if we do make mistakes, we want to be fair about it. And this is what the world has forgotten. It does and does not make sense. People of the past believed in the punishing God, and so we created these punishing nations, punishing communities, punishing children, working each other like animals, treating the animals, all the way animals are treated here on Earth.
Bro, it got to the point where you have a social security number, right? We'll tag you and make you a fucking goyim, as they call it, which means cattle. Right? At least you don't have like a hanging off your ear. Yeah.
I came back because you seem like you're in a good mood today.
I'm in a good mood every day.
And so what were you guys talking about? And continue. Don't let me.
We're talking about I was just talking about social security numbers and being tagged with like a number and goyim, cattle, the Talmud, all these different texts in there. When it started there, yeah.
That's what Cage was talking about. I wasn't.
Well, at that moment, right before even you had a response, Buddy hopped in. So,
yeah.
It's all about time.
You had a random thought that was unrelated to what we were discussing, and you brought up the registration, and yeah. This comment, I think we've forgotten how to disagree and be okay. This is the key. We've forgotten to listen and understand and assume feelings over facts. Listening is the key. The mind will interrupt what we can hear. The mind will interrupt what we can see. If you don't focus your mind and be present, you'll miss out on the gifts that life has, that God has brought before you.
I mean, like, do we actually have to do anything in particular, though? Like now that we have, let's say we got some peace and, religion and everything. Like, I feel like I'm pretty good with my religion. I feel like I'm a good Christian type of, I forget what they're calling it now. There's a word for it. Christian nihil something. I don't think it's nihilist, something else. But it's like where you believe in the Christianity and that whole spiritual stuff. Then it borderlines on the simulation stuff. So I mean, I don't know. There's a new religion forming, I think, or something. But I feel good about my religion stuff. I feel like at peace with my life. So I mean, it's like, what do we do now? Just live life, or what?
I don't want to be disagreeable with you, but I have to because you're here. And you clearly have some confusion in what is real. You might have beliefs and definitions. I mean,
well, pretend I'm not talking about me then. Pretend I'm talking about somebody, like, let's say I'm talking about you then, Jack. Somebody who has like peace and religion. What do we do now? I mean, I know I heard you kind of talking about it, and I was curious.
You're gonna do the same thing you did yesterday, today, now, the next day.
We just start looping? That's not good.
It's not. No, it's called consistency in building something. You create a foundation, you build upon that, you continuously do it no matter what. Create something for yourself and the people around you.
Okay, I can see that. That's what I felt like with my cartoons I would be doing, is creating something that was entertainment and something for people to be.
It could be, but at that point, if you want recognition and get into that industry, I'm pretty sure there's something called barriers to entry.
I don't want.
You're gonna have to be extremely consistent and probably
Hey,
learn
Cage.
how to.
Hey, Cage,
Yeah.
please yield.
All right. Yielding.
What I've experienced with both of you has been quite not real enjoyable for me. You guys don't really
I'm
show me.
sorry. I will go then, Jack. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, we can correct it if you just simply pay attention. I was trying to answer what he said. See, this is the limited mind. It jumps to conclusions. The emotions trigger reactions. Since he wanted to focus the question to me, unlike him, it is what Cage is saying. Okay. Here's what religions were supposed to be, too. The idea of finding religion is to share the truth of God. To share the truth of God, you share love, you share support, you share love through your offerings. I can't even get people to offer, you know what? Let me not complain. I am so blessed. I look forward to being received by people who understand what I'm saying or want to understand what I'm saying. Cage, if you wake up to the facts of what I'm saying, God has brought opportunities for us to try and achieve something that's pretty substantial. Well, let me bring it back to Banana's question. What do I do with the peace and the love that I found from God through the ways and teachings of Christ? And not just him, but he is the perfected one who everything you need to know is there. My purpose is to follow his ways, to bring peace to the world, to share the peace that God has offered me, to share the wisdom that I've been allowed to find, to be a light, encouraging others. And what am I encouraging you, whoever you might be? I'm encouraging you to humble yourself and allow love to transform you. Allow your love to be your strength, your honest love, your fair love. Love isn't just, well, love is many things. Love is everything. Love is everything that's important to me. Jesus was the example of God's love. That is the way to live every day with others, celebrating life, deep in prayer and meditation. Okay, God, the God who I am with, God is the I am with the I am of here today. I feel the breath of life. I'm here to follow the way of Christ. I want to share the truth of God's love with others. Because when we unite together with the truth of God's love, with the body, each body is a temple of God, recognized that God is within us all. When we unite together as the body of Christ, becoming whole in ourselves, in our families, in our communities, becoming whole, becoming significant, becoming the solution wherever we go. God, I am as I am today. Please clear me of my impurities
Well,
and
Talcott,
allow me to be a service to your world.
I appreciate that, Talcott. And you know what that really means? And now you're showing accountability. Regardless, either way, it's going to get taken care of regardless. Guaranteed. There's a certain.
Anything that happens through us, either through witness or experience. I know that I am happening.
All right.
I'm
All right. Well, you know what? If you're being genuine with what you're saying, and you know you actually want the best for yourself and others, and that I'm sure, you know, you'll be taken care of either way. It may not be in the same way that you expect it to be, but either way, you'll be able to talk about it and keep spreading the fucking message, you know, regardless. Yeah, just be authentic, right? Be authentic with yourself, with others, and with the being, and all that, and you'll get dealt with accordingly.
Well, given where I am in my life, my prayer is that God uses me. Whatever I can do. I'm limited by my ideas,
But we're
but
also limited by the way we frame things, right? So you're saying God uses you. Instead, you could reframe that, be like God's working with me, or I'm working with that.
Cage,
It's even
Cage,
beyond that. Yeah,
Cage, I didn't
yeah.
ask for criticism as much as I'm hoping
It's
you
not
under.
criticism, but
Hey,
it's a
Cage,
conversation.
hey,
Yeah.
Cage, you're missing what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're
What am
missing
I?
the whole
All right.
point again.
All right. Can we go over the point, please?
Humility to God, to become willing to do, seeking inspiration from God. God, allow me to serve. I go to God. God, what is the best idea from what I know? What is the best possibility I can imagine? What is the best future for me? There's infinite possibilities. But the way to know truthfully and authentically is to humble yourself. Well, to love. How you think? Welcome back, Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, I still have the same problem.
Still, you sound very clear on this end, so I'm not sure what to offer.
It says upload recordings. You are running you're running out of storage space on the device. This may affect your live stream performance. And it sure has. Can you put me backstage, please? And I'll just try
Yes.
to figure this out.
When you're ready, somehow just chat in the back or whatever,
Sure.
Lindsay.
You can go and clear your. I don't know what kind of device you are. Most likely an Android. Even if it's you can go and clear the cookies and the cache. That'll probably
Cage,
deal with it. Yeah.
Cage, thank you. Lindsay, I forgot we have a technical mind here. Cage might have some help, but if you prefer to stay in the back, it's up to you. Here. And welcome, Margot. How are you today?
Hi, Jack. I'm well.
Blessings
I,
to you.
I think you have me blocked in your chat, which is fine, but I just thought I'd tell you that. I did have an observation to share.
Please.
My observation is that Cage is here to add to the conversations and insert his input. I don't think he's here to learn from wisdom you might have and he doesn't. And that's not a dig on him, but I think it frustrates you when he wants to include something or he goes off on a tangent, which are somewhat usually part of what you're talking about. But I see you get frustrated often with him.
Thank you, Margot. Your observation is accurate. And I've been I've been learning how to try and change my hopes and expectations, but at the same time, I really don't want to waste time. I really don't. I feel like I've wasted so much of my life already. And Margot or Cage, what Margot observed was honest and accurate. It's how I feel is that I feel as though I do have value to offer. Cage, you do as well. I don't want to diminish what you know. But if we're not on the same page in the same conversation, we're kind of sabotaging our opportunity. And Margot, please, I encourage you to double check, because I don't see I don't see your name. I'll go back and look again, but I thought I had unblocked you a little bit ago. I still have Chuck blocked and a few others, but I thought I unblocked you because well, it was appropriate.
You know, I think now I'm just reflecting on what I shared with you. I think most people that come on your panel are here to add. They're either here to add information or their opinions or their facts or their truths to what you're saying, or they're coming to argue with you. Your audience don't seem to be the ones that are coming for knowledge. But I will say that you have a lot of people in your chat that are here for your knowledge.
Thank you, Margot. We're growing and developing together. And when I started these streams, some of the characters I met, I made some mistakes. And actually, Margot, you were a part of my past. I was considering this earlier. Accept the facts. That's the way to healing. And accept the facts. I am who I am. I am where I am because of my past choices. I treated others poorly. That's why they stay away from me. Simple as that. I made mistakes and didn't show care and compassion because, well, my mind was confused, I guess.
Well, and it sounds like that you met with a minister that said that he kind of felt like he needed to distance himself from you because he didn't feel that you had like minds or you were on the same paths. I think that's an issue as well. I think many people from your past just aren't on your path.
And yet we are. There's nothing, I mean, the facts show, as far as I know, Dominic lives today, Gina lives today, all my friends and all the people I used to work with, as far as I know, most of them are still alive. But they want to believe that whatever I did in the past is so egregious that it's better to avoid Jack than even talk about what happened.
You know, I can't speak for your past, or I can't speak for any of them. Mm-hmm. I can speak for myself, and I can just say that you obviously, I believe in God, and I'm walking my path, but I don't want to go to Congress. I know I'm not going to end wars. I believe in peace. I want peace, but I have different plans than you. So I think people from your past are kind of the same way. Well, he has different plans, so we'll do our thing and we'll let Jack do his thing. That's just my opinion.
One, two, test.
Yes. How is it now, Lindsay?
It's good. Excuse the interruption. I might be kind of loud, but I didn't want to, interfere with your conversation that you're having right now. I'm just good.
Welcome.
You weren't interrupting, Lindsay. You were just testing your audio. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, with what you said, Margot, part of that is true. And I considered this, actually, I take it as a sign of credit. My friends and others, they believe I don't need them. I don't need their support. I can handle the life myself. I can deal with everything on my own. Turned out they were right. But where I'm at now, what's been placed on my heart, Margot, it benefits everyone. Even the people who don't want to align with me, it benefits them. So that's what I finally learned about God. My opinions on God didn't matter. My relationship with God didn't matter to anyone but me. But the reality is, everyone who experiences me, I did a poor job in the past. And Margot, there's a crazy story of time and history that we're a part of. And I'm pretty sure God allowed me to learn what I've learned for a reason. I believe, well, the future will show what it is.
Do you think your breakthrough is going to be on YouTube?
I know that can be a path. I mean, I envisioned reaching out to some of these people, having conversations and collaborating with some of these people who have hundreds of thousands of followers, working with them with these ideas. Let's bring these ideas into Congress. So I thought that could be a path of even fulfillment of Scripture. I'm serving God, following the way of Christ. God has created me, the life I've lived, I believe fully in my competence. I understand leadership. I understand organization. I understand many things. And it's said that when Christ returns, there will be an army in the clouds. Well, hello, Internet. Cloud, we are. I don't know what God has planned for the future, but it's supposed to be a pretty joyful celebration at some point. I got all these religious people wanting to tell me that I should believe that things have to get worse from here. Snafu's in the back.
Oh, I was wondering who that was. He kind of changed his name.
Yes.
Well, thank you for answering that question, Jack.
I hope I did. A fulfillment of scriptures was a question asked in the back. The return of Christ. What I'm suggesting is an interpretation of the Bible that includes all of us. All of us. Not one above another, but we are the body. We are the living body of goodness, here to glorify Mother Earth, right? Yesterday I talked about the Heavenly Father from the Bible, the records of the Bible in the heavens, that God that Jesus spoke of. Well, there's no denying our Mother Earth, the atmosphere, the generous outpouring of life and light from the sun that's in the sky. That's all magical and mystical and given to us. So let's glorify God through faith, trust, love, goodness. Let's glorify Mother Earth, which includes us. So let's glorify ourselves with more healthy choices.
I would like to ask you a question based on something you said before, after, but I realize I've just interrupted you.
Lindsay, please do.
Okay, my question was about complicity. You were telling us in chat or in your general audience that we were, I don't know your exact words, but it was something indicating that we're all guilty. We're all part of the reason why the wars are still continuing in our complicity. Do you believe that the complicity, a lack of complicity is still guilty? A lack of, because it came across as, and this isn't me battling you, I have to preface this, I don't want your eyebrows to go down and you give me that scowl look like I'm attacking you.
Please.
I just want to know is, if you're not complicit, are you guilty of the wars in Ukraine and the Gaza Strip? Because that seemed to be what you were telling us, and that confuses me. Not confuses, that almost seems offensive, because all I've been doing about it, well, I did two things. I don't know if you want to know, if you find it interesting or not.
Yes.
But I still have the same question. I figure I'm not going to go over there. I'm not going to wield a sword or a machine gun. That's not realistic for me. I'm not going to be speaking to Congress. I'm shy. That's not realistic for me. They're not going to trust my words. Now, I'm saying all these I can't. But what I'm trying to do is be realistic. So I did two things. One is to pray, even though that seems very minimal and it's been proven not to work in a study. There's also studies where it's been proven to work. And the other thing I did was I sewed a bunch of, I guess they're called, they're like support patches for the Ukraine. And you can put them on a rucksack or you can put them on a jacket. They're like merit, they're not merit, but what's the word I'm looking for? Support. I don't know. And I sold them. I told you this before. I sold a bunch of them on eBay, and they're really cool looking. And part of it is in Russian. Part of it, it's. I wish I had the words for it, but I'm tired. Anyway, I took the money, which was only like $400 that I made, and I sent it to the Red Cross in Ukraine. Now that may not have saved any lives. Maybe it did. I don't know. It was underwhelming in terms of what can you do. But, short of going over there and short of learning how to be some kind of master with the computer and shoot bombs at people and control drones, I mean, what do you expect us to do? Why are we being complicit if we do even those simple things?
I love your question and what you shared. And what I said. We have to do nothing. We get to do anything we can think of. So, and even things we can't think of today might become things we can do later.
Such as?
Well, wait, what you did, what I heard you say is you saw an injustice, you did things within your ability, and you supported those who were supporting others. That's the key. Support those who are supporting others the way that you want support to be shared. I got a doorbell. This is odd, so I'll be right back.
Okay. It's the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Wait until he gets 3 knocks on the door, and then what happens?
He disappears. Hey, I don't know if you know this. Cage, are you here? Is that you speaking?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear it.
Somebody in chat, I'm not going to name names, but they gave you a great compliment. And I don't think you were aware of that. It was kind of a backstabbing compliment, but usually people don't give any kind of compliment at all. So,
What was it? I'm curious.
I thought it was interesting. He said, Cage, you are great looking. You are smart, intelligent, and you have a lot of potential. And then he said, you're kind of wasting it here, giving Jack a hard time. But I want to know, with your,
I don't think I've been giving anyone a hard time, but I'm here multitasking.
I don't know. I want to ask you that. I know you're multitasking.
I'm multitasker. I'm not just sitting around.
Are you serious when you are talking to him and you kind of didactically lecture him on his lecture? Or are you trolling?
Mixture of both.
What?
A mixture of both.
Margot, can you translate?
He said a mixture of both, which
okay, got you.
Kind of God, I'm defending Jack. Cage, I think that you should support him, and when you feel like you're trolling, take a hike. I mean,
The
because
reality is a massive troll. What I mean by that
if
is
you
like, yeah, I can
you
hold
want,
on, I can sit here and dialogue with with different people, but at the same time, yeah, I look at reality as a massive fucking troll in a way. So yeah, I can play along, or I can play along with you if you want.
well, I know,
Yeah.
but if you're trying to help Jack and support Jack and have conversation with him, but you're stabbing him in the back
No
when
one's
you,
stabbing him in the fucking back.
well, if you're
we
fucking
can
with,
actually no. I'm not fucking with them at all. Really.
Yes, you
I've
are. You
actually
just admitted it.
you just said you were fucking with him sometime.
No. I never said I was fucking with them. You said is it between
Okay, come
a
on. We're
troll
not going to
or
play semantics. You just
You
admitted that
said
you were.
you were trying to do a little of both. Sometimes support him and sometimes troll him.
what do you mean by support him?
He can't just say yes or no. He is,
Oh
or
my
he takes it back.
God.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So these other people you're talking to, is it Paul or OTW or someone like that? I guess he's too busy.
There's nothing to do with other people that are not here talking. We're talking right now. We can keep it in that. I'm not really a part of these YouTube people. I'm not like that. Really. I come on here and I'm here. When I'm here, I'm here. Right? When I'm not here, I'm not here. So I don't watch or listen or anything. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm not in
Okay,
the
so that's what
fucking
Jack
loop
meant when he said
when
you
it comes
seemed
to this shit.
dissociated, whatever.
Yeah, because I'm not part of that shit. I'm here when I'm on and having a conversation. And I see the potential in every being. Everybody has the potential to do something. It depends how you're going to operate and deal with it. If you want help, all you got to do is ask, and we can have that dealt with, guaranteed. And that's it.
So if somebody
it's not
asks you for
free.
help,
Yeah, it's not free though. You're gonna have to pay either way.
okay.
But your time is free. Your opinion is free.
No, it isn't. There's nothing. Nothing is actually free. Not even your opinion.
The conversation you and I are having right now is not free. And Lindsay, sorry.
No, now we're apparently paying with time, right?
Are you stoned?
I asked the same question yesterday, Lindsay.
Well, come on. It's ridiculous, really. I don't
Hey.
have these. Yeah, come on.
Hey, blessings and thank you. I didn't catch what was going on. I appreciate that I can trust you guys and you carried conversations. Although when I returned, it sounds like Margot, yes. Lindsay, yes. He's frustrating. He's one who tests us.
He does some wordsmithing, and I just really wanted to know, is he serious or was he trolling? And then he said, I'm doing both. And then he denied it. So there you go, all over again.
It's up to you. You come to the conclusion.
Cage, please. The facts
He's
reveal.
he's also not a part of the panel verse. He's not like anyone on the panel verse.
He's exceptional.
It's not
Exceptionally
anything like that.
stoned.
But I'm saying, like, I'm only here when I'm on the panel. That's the whole point I was making. So I'm not sure what's happening all the time and what's going on here, really. But when I'm here, I'm here. So,
Cage, this is the thing. When you're here, you're not actually here. You're like in your mind somewhere else because you think you're different. And you are, but you're not. Right?
That clarifies it.
Well done. Well said, Talcott.
Well, that's what this life is. Things are and they are not as
like
they
smoke.
seem.
Bro, it's like fucking vapor, right? Yeah. What about sublimation?
Cage, you say things that just don't make sense to anyone but you, but it does make sense.
You know what sublimation means?
I can't recall, not immediately. Please remind me.
It's when it skips one state, for example, like skipping from a solid to from a liquid to a solid. Yeah, sublimation. So yeah, you can deal with things. Yeah, it's like move like vapor, Talcott.
That makes
Okay.
no sense. But okay, why don't we
Exactly.
just move on?
It does.
Yeah. The
I think
I can't
you're a
confusion
explain
special
it well, but it
snowflake.
does.
here, this is what
There you
this YouTube opportunity
What about
does.
hail?
Cage, please yield. Okay, thank you. These YouTube panels allows people to become visible to people outside of their little groups. And it's although there are little groups online. Hey, what I said is a paradox. Things are and are not as they seem. Cage, the only thing that matters is what we do. And when you bring up random stuff, I don't know what to do sometimes, man.
Well, sublimation is going from one state to another, but it's skipping the regular linear.
Okay.
Are
You can
you
move
saying that
around.
that's what is that? Are you saying that that's what your behavior does? It just skips from one thing to another with no explanation.
Yeah, it's
Thank
perfect,
you,
isn't it,
Marco.
Marco?
Hey,
It's
yes.
quite crafty. It's a great tool
All
No,
right.
to have in the
Cage.
arsenal.
Cage.
Sorry.
It's what happens in our confusion is we demonstrate we're disassociated from the present experience. And here, just to swing back, because sorry to do this, but when the doorbell ring, praise God. Mom sent a Christmas gift
I
for
would say,
me.
so what happens when the knock? You get
Cage,
3
shut
knocks on the
up.
door. Remember that?
Shut up. Jack was explaining.
All right. So
Okay,
Santa
Jack,
Claus
continue.
knocked on the door. You got a gift. The doorbell rang. What else?
Why did you interrupt?
So continue. Continue. The doorbell rang. You got a gift. What happened?
You know,
Cage.
I'm gonna interject here for a second. 2 periods a day at school, I teach executive functioning skills to students that lack them. I think Cage needs to become a member of my class.
Well, at that point, you should probably yell at the doorbell. All right. The doorbell interrupted you, Jack. Yell at it.
Not
But it
near as
provided you
often.
something. Right?
He
Cage,
lacks
not
fluidity. I had a
near.
great conversation with Cage once, but I think he's stoned out of his mind right now or something. Some good bud that he's been growing. He's been talking about that a lot. So I don't know if there's any connection with him, and I give up. But it's cool talking to you the time before last.
That was very nice of you,
Do you
Lindsay.
remember the conversation?
Oh, now we're going to challenge that, right?
There's
No,
a
I want to know what
consistency.
Jack got from
There's
his
a
mom for
consistency
Yeah,
Christmas.
let's get back to the chocolate or whatever it was.
I
that he
gave my
got.
grandmother an air fryer. I don't want to dirty up her dishes anymore, right?
Cage.
I think you
Golly.
fried yourself.
I don't live with her. My grandmother's like, I don't even know if she's alive. She's like 100.
Cage, one day you're going to look back on these videos because I'm going to encourage you to do it. And then you're going to listen to yourself and at a different state of mind. And you might even wonder, what the fuck was I saying?
Can you say the same for yourself, Jack?
Cage,
Maybe okay, from a
Cage,
year
hold on.
from now, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'll come back in
Good.
a year and
Tell
we'll
you
look
what,
back,
Cage,
like,
it won't
Yeah.
take that long because do I do that myself? That reminds me, I actually do want to encourage people. If you find for those who, if you find yourself in a day where you're challenged, a little lacking, go back into some of the previous live streams and just speed it up, do double speed and see if you receive any encouragement. Because I go back and I get inspired by some of the things I hear me say.
It's okay to give yourself a compliment, right?
Yes.
it's gonna be the same thing every time. You're gonna put me in 10 years, tomorrow or today, look back, same thing every time, bud.
Okay, wait.
Well,
This is like
and to that point, that's why it always surprises me when Jack is surprised when Cage acts like this. Because it's
Have you
every
not
day.
realized it yet? It's not gonna change. It's not. You're not gonna influence shit.
Cage,
You're gonna be an
please.
influencer.
Cage, we do have a wonderful opportunity here because I heard what Margot said. I don't remember how she described it, but she has the skills, the experience, and the knowledge that might be very helpful for you, Cage. We don't always learn what we need to learn in school.
All right, so now I have to become Margot's student. Is that what you're implying? All
If
right,
she's
Margot, please
willing.
teach me, man. I'd love to learn.
Well, they do assign me the toughest cases, so
All right, so teach me then. Good luck.
How could you help someone, a student like this, realize that what they're offering, while it's fun and entertaining to them, it's not really what we need?
You could keep them on track and back on pattern,
Bro,
and forgive people like me who ask him questions that get him
For
on a
example,
rant.
it's like pulling teeth. For example, it's like a dentist.
one
Some people, it's
one of
fun
the
and
executive
entertaining to pull out your
functioning
fucking teeth.
skills is
It's like-
self-control. And Cage does not have any self-control when he's on your panel. And so what I would do is, because I'm all PBIS, positive behavior intervention systems, is I would say, Cage, if you can make it through this class period without blurting out once, you'll get either points towards an Amazon card or a piece of candy.
You guys, I guess you guys are probably based in like New Delhi or something, right? I'll be like an internet scammer. I'm gonna call you with like your own voice.
And then if he makes it, then I
Yeah.
text his parents and tell him we had a little breakthrough. And if he does it all week long, he'll be able to watch a movie on Friday. And, it's basic behavior modification through positive reinforcement.
I had
the
to.
idiot scammers in New Delhi do it better than that. Come on.
Then we shouldn't be rewarding this behavior in the Jungian terms, right? We should be ignoring it.
Well, that's one thing that Jack could do. Whenever he
interrupts,
Jack could put him in the back on a timer. Flo usually does that.
Bro, get out of here!
You're in the back for 5 minutes for interrupting.
Makes sense.
There we go. He can come back in 5 minutes if he's still there and try again. That's actually a punishment, but we're talking about an adult. We're not talking about a child. So I think adults, you can use a little bit more punishment. And we're not going to give Cage any candy because I think he's smoked enough of it already.
Exactly. This is hilarious.
Well, what I heard, you're absolutely right. He's coming across as intoxicated because he's showing patterns that he lacks self-control. And
when you try to lift him up, he'll reject it and turn it around and back on you, even if your praise is sincere.
Which is deflection.
Yeah, it's a sign of unhealthy patterns. And
he's attention seeking. But I think he's stoned. I think it's
the devil's
some
cabbage.
Sort of a brain altering or a mind altering situation.
Okay, Jack, I'm crazy about organization. That's one of my things. So I will say where we were at before we got interrupted, we were trying to have a fluid conversation, but it was pretty funny. So I appreciate the tangent. But we were talking about complicity. Then you got a knock on the door, and then we didn't get to hear about those two things.
Thank you. See, this is why I love you guys. You, Lindsay, you too. You've got a gift for an awareness and being able to pay attention. I've been learning from people like you. And Margot, your ability to communicate. Those are great tips. I'm going to try and incorporate those myself. The complicity. I had to accept it in my own life. My choices, my oaths, my past brought me to be a part of the system. So for me to recognize that there's people within the systems, it's pretty easy for me to see. I can relate to government workers. I understand the stress they deal with, the compliance regulations, the oversight. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff. So for myself, excuse me, we're coming up on a 7-year anniversary for me. January 1st. It's when my life began again. I chose to change my life. And in doing so, I wanted to offer more, to be of greater influence in the world. And things changed. But when I wasn't going through the job at the post office, I discovered Veterans for Peace. And the more I started learning about the corruption, especially since World War II, the infiltration of espionage and corruption, it's multiplied. So I know there's organizations out there working towards peace, working towards reform. I know I'm not alone. I haven't connected with the other people who are on that path, and we're all on different paths.
So
Separate.
because you haven't connected with the people in the chat, you said that we were, by complicity, not making the problems any better or not contributing to ending wars.
Hence, we're a part of the problem.
Okay, and then I had a problem with that because that seemed righteous.
Understand.
And accusatory.
Yeah.
It's a fact to be considered. It's a perspective to consider. But what I chose to find for myself, if I learn of a problem and I know of a solution and I do nothing to solve the problem, I'm a part of the problem.
Is praying good enough?
Prayer is the answer, I suggest. And the prayer to ask for is God.
Hi.
What is the answer for me?
Okay, is doing
Hi.
YouTube panels part of the solution?
I actually feel comfortable that this is my path. Okay. It's my calling online through what I've been allowed to experience, the number of different characters and different personal interactions. I've been able to learn and develop a lot.
Okay.
I was actually considering this earlier. We develop the most as people through experiencing other people.
The
Right?
exchange. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The interesting part is in my physical reality, I haven't experienced many people in years. I don't know when the last time someone came and hung out on my couch or when I was invited to someone else's couch. But hell, even to share a meal with another human being, that's a gift. That is a gift we can appreciate. Which reminds me, how was your movies last night?
Noel, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I was asking about the movies, Noel, if you heard me.
Oh, you go first, Margot.
I'll go first. I went and saw The Complete Unknown, which is the Bob Dylan story, or part of his story, and it was fantastic. The music was fun. The acting was fun. It was a really fun movie. I enjoyed it. He's up for Best Actor in the movie, or my biggest hobby is movie watching. So I see all of the Golden Globe nominated films. I see all of the Academy Award nominated films before the award ceremonies, and then I host a party at one of the hotels and blah blah blah. So I recommend this one. It's fun. I don't think it'll get Best Picture. It's not nearly as good as some of the other ones that I saw, but it's very entertaining and fun to watch.
Can you say the name again?
It's called The Complete Unknown, which is one of Bob Dylan's songs.
Thank
and
you.
The one thing I learned, and I can share because I'm not spoiling anything, is after watching the movie, I really thought that he might be neurodivergent. And so I Googled it, and sure enough, he he was diagnosed later in life. Well, he's still alive, but he was diagnosed with being on the autistic spectrum. So I found that interesting, and it made a lot more sense once I realized that. But it's good. It's only in theaters now. I doubt it'll be streaming anytime before the Academy Awards, because now they want to make the most money on it, so they're going to keep it in the movies.
He was diagnosed with what?
Neurodivergent, which is
Okay.
the upcoming term for being on the autistic spectrum.
Right.
Because
What they
basically,
call normies, he is not.
right. Well, yes, he thinks differently. That's basically what neurodivergent is. He thinks differently than the commoner. He's not on the 50th percentile.
Okay.
Great film though. Loved it.
Awesome.
Music's really fun. It's upbeat and fun. Loved it.
Sounds good. Thank
Yeah.
you. How was your movie, Noelle?
My movie was really good, and it's about these United States is like a true story, and so their land and their food, and they're homeless, and so Nomi's white, and it was a very like true story. I did like it.
What was the name of it again, Noelle?
Homestay. Yes, it was a really good movie, and so I really did like it. It's part of our society today. It's like super it's like the pesticide, and it was like an action, like shooting. The FBI was shooting these people were on their property, and it was like, complicated.
I'm looking at the synopsis right now. Is it called Homestead?
Yes.
And it's about a former Green Beret.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks good. I'm gonna have to watch that next.
Yeah. Hey, I'm actually feeling we're around 2 hours. Maybe it's time to start winding it up. I appreciate you.
We bored him to death. Good job, ladies.
No, the
Jack
you know,
can't handle 3 beautiful women at once.
I am outnumbered, aren't I? I didn't even notice. See, I see it together. We're all just one happening.
All right. Well, I will say my final words first. Lindsay, always great to see you.
Thank you.
Hope things are going well, and we'll chat soon. Jack, have a nice evening. I'll talk to you soon. Noelle, I love you, my dear. I'm glad you enjoyed your movie, and we'll talk soon as well. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you, Margaret. Blessings to you. And Noelle stepped away. I'm going to drop her. Lindsay, thoughts from you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, what'd you get at the door? What'd your mom send?
I haven't opened it, but I'm confident since
that's why you want to go.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it's a gift card. Mom shares, and she's generous when she can. So
last time I heard you weren't talking or something like that, so this is good.
Christmas, we finally got to talk. It had been a few months. See, this is what's peculiar. I love my mother dearly. I really do. I didn't when I was younger. I didn't respect her, and we talked about that the other day. How much more support I could have been to a single mother trying to raise 3 kids. I wasn't as helpful as I could have been, but yeah, we spoke, and I don't feel like she understands me. Not yet. But everything is happening in time, because it's in time that everything happens, right? But we don't understand time. I used to get real confused controlled by time. But today, oh my gosh, it feels good to live. I hope you feel good living, Lindsay, as you are.
Mixed bag, but we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that, and we don't have time for my story. I told you I had a weird Christmas present, but next time I think I'll be able to tell you if I get here earlier. And it was very strange. And I know people are going to think I'm even weirder when I mention it. So it'll be something to semi look forward to, because everyone here likes to, make fun of people, and it's kind of along those lines.
I look forward to it. You may not have time. Hey, you may not have time to tell the story or the reasons, but you do have time for the solution. Okay?
It
Because
was given to me.
I want all of us, every one of us has the capacity for more joy, more peace, more love. Every one of us has greater experience of those to be discovered. So then we've got to ask ourselves, what prevents it? There's nothing that prevents you from finding more joy, more peace, more love in your life.
Living in the past and being over analytical, those two things can. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to play contradictory with you.
You're right. So now that you know that, you realize, what do you want? You want more joy, more peace, more love in your life. And so the past memories and the overanalyzation, there's a time and a place for all things. So allow yourself, as often as you can, to be at peace. Truly.
Takes work.
It does. I'm going to wrap it up. Lindsay, thank you.
Say goodnight. Bye.
Bye. And please do return. Sincerely, all who joined, all who tuned in, whether the present time or a later time. I'm not sure. I think it was on Facebook today. It gave me some mixed messages in StreamYard, but whatever. A change in mental focus, success in your future, a focus on success, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission, taking control of you, giving yourself permission to believe in success, to believe in health, to believe in joy and peace and prosperity, because that is God. God brings forth the goodness. It's our over analytical mind. It's our egoic expectations. It's our egoic worries and our fears. And no, I can't believe that. Oh, yes, you can. You can believe whatever you want. So believe that the future is bright. Humble yourself with love and allow love to lead you through the future, and you'll discover the brightness of your future. It was always there. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap it up from here. Let today be special. Let yourself restart, renew with the I am, with the knowing, the God of I am, the God that allows you to be I am today. It wants you to know love, wisdom, life. Let today be special for you. Peace and love. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless us all.